What's good, boys? End of the year video, last video of the year. I want to do something a little bit different. I'm not gonna do a presentation style video. I'm really just gonna speak, you know, a certain topic and then go with it, and kind of like how I used to do. I do like the presentation videos, but I do think it gets a bit old. So today, very important video, very important topic, at least in my opinion. I wanted to talk about why most traders seem to never improve even after years of experience. What do I mean by that? I think it's a very important skill, honestly, because you see people like online and like it doesn't even seem real, but like they say like, "Oh, I've been trading for the last 5, 8 years and I'm not even profitable. Like I still haven't made a penny." And to me, that's honestly like insane. I don't know how else to put it, but it's kind of insane how people can go from like 5 to 8 years, within this specific like craft, like and they still aren't profitable, they still haven't even received a payout. To me, it's like a clear sign that obviously they're not doing something right. If they were doing something right, then they'd at least get, some sort of reward at the very minimum. Maybe like a payout or two, especially if you're doing like 5 to 8 years of like studying. So I think it's ridiculous, putting the blame on trading itself or just any craft you're doing, saying like, okay, I've been doing this for 5 to 8 years and I still haven't seen any result from that. I think it's insane. I think like it speaks upon yourself. And I'm not, saying that to hate on anybody, but I do think it's this problem. How do I say this? I think it's a problem that most people don't necessarily dwell upon. And I think that if they really analyze the whole situation, they'd realize it's really their fault. If you think about it, it's their fault. They're definitely not doing something correct. Because if they were, they'd at least be seeing some sort of success. And that's honestly within most things in life. So why do I think that in the first place? Why do I think that they're not improving at all? They're not winning, or like in general, nothing is really occurring. It's just a constant loss. Um, I think it's because people think that time equates skill. I think people think that, oh, because I've been doing this for 5 to 8 years, it automatically means I'm going to win. I'm going to succeed more. No, that's not how it is. What I truly believe what it is, obviously, time is an input to it, but what I do believe it is time and analysis. It's going through, let's say in this scenario, multiple trades, years of trading. It's saying, okay, I've been trading X, Y, and Z, and let's say I take this trade this certain day. I'm going to analyze upon that. I'm going to journal that trade. I'm going to see what I did wrong, what I did correct, what I can improve upon. Most people that have been trading for 5 years straight, 8 years straight, and they're still losing till this day, it's usually because they're just trading at this point to trade. Essentially they're trading with muscle memory, but with their eyes closed. So they're not analyzing anything. They're not seeing what they can change, what they can improve upon. So it's, if anything, they're just suffering and they're doing it to themselves. I truly think, honestly, that the main issue is repetition without reflection. It's not understanding what you're doing wrong, what you can improve on. It's just simply doing it just to do it. And that's where you fail. That's where you're always going to fail. Whether that's trading, whether that's like anything, whether that's, I mean, put it in the most broad perspective, whether it's a sport, you're playing football, you're playing baseball, you can throw as many, balls if you as you want. You can throw 1,000 times, but if you're just throwing it to throw it, with no analysis behind it, no, trying to improve it after every single shot, then you're just, you're wasting your own time. But if you were to throw, or let's say bat, you were to swing a ball and you say, okay, what did I do wrong in this, specific swing? I didn't have my knees, or I didn't have my leg locked in a specific position in which I should be. I didn't swing it. Bless you. I didn't swing it in a specific manner in which I should be. What I should be doing within the next swing is moving my hips a bit more, or locking my knees a bit lower. Baseball standard. But that same standard and that same analysis that you can do with mostly everything that anyone is trying to pursue, you can do the same thing with trading. All you have to do is, and honestly, it's very simple. If you are a beginner, just journal. I know it's a bit like annoying because you got to like take a screenshot and then you have to write, and you're basically writing to no one. You're just writing to yourself, but it's gonna help you. Just looking on that, a month from now, 2 months from now, and seeing how you have improved. That's going to help you more than anything. And journaling that is basically like wiring your brain to acknowledge the things you did correct and incorrect. It's basically saying, okay, I understand now what I'm doing wrong and I'm self aware of that. So, what I'm going to do so I don't have to keep on writing that same mistake is fixing that, is not making that mistake. So, let's say it's trading on a range day. This whole month of December has basically been like a range day. If you just do it a couple times and you realize you're losing, what does that mean? You say, okay, I'm not going to do that anymore. It's like it's very basic. It's kind of like, I mean, it sounds bad, but it's like kind of like a shot caller in a sense. Like you understand you're not supposed to do that, so you're not going to do it. It's very simple. Like I don't know why people necessarily get like crazy about it and they just go insane and they look for certain ways to fix certain things. But I honestly think, although this whole process, it's not easy at all. No matter what people say, no matter what people think, I don't think it's easy. You're definitely gonna have moments in which you're just like confused and maybe you want to quit at certain moments. But although it's not easy, I do think it is simple. I do think you have a set of rules that you're supposed to follow, and if you follow that continuously and fix upon any mistake that you're doing every single day and just improving every single day, you are bound. You are bound to just like find some sort of success, whether that's, tangible money or anything like that, or just like within yourself, within your trading, within anything. It just baffles me that people don't understand or comprehend like simple, like the simple basis of improving within analysis, within, repetition, obviously, but also seeing what you've done within that repeated state. Um, my bad. I had a brain fart, but it's not only like repetition, like I said, but it's repetition and reflection, reflecting on every single repetition or every single trade, every single swing, every single anything that you do. It's reflecting upon that and improving upon that. Okay. Another thing that I genuinely think, deters traders, especially traders who have been trading for a while and haven't seen, really any result, is them thinking that they have to trade every single day. I've said it before and I'll keep on saying it. You don't have to trade every single day. Maybe some people, that's their style. Personally, I am a believer that you can trade like, let's say even 2 times a week for 4 weeks. So you're taking what? I'm fine. Eight trades. Let's say 8 to 12 trades in a month, or just 10 trades in a month. You can be profitable still with that. Like it doesn't matter how many trades you're actively taking. You can still be profitable as long as you're winning more than you're losing. That's all that matters. And if anything, you taking less trades and filtering every single thing you do, saying, okay, if it's a range day and I don't see really any continuation, or like I don't see the market going to this specific like point of interest in which I want it to, then I'm not going to trade. That's all. Like basically these last like 2 weeks in December, I haven't traded. Why? Because I look at the market and I'm like, okay, like it looks like a barcode, like no other way to put it. Like it just goes up and down with no clear direction. So what am I gonna do? I'm just not gonna trade, because if I would have taken a trade in that specific like scenario, I just would have lost money like most of the time. So it's not worth it. You're hurting yourself. Just don't trade. That's all it is. And lastly, which kind of revolves around, both things I said, but it's emotional attachment. It's having an emotional attachment with any trade you do or anything you do in general. You're not supposed to. Like, remove any sort of attachment that you have to this. Remove it completely. I understand, like, you want to make money or you want to succeed, but the truth is, like, you having that specific connection to this thing and kind of like wiring your brain to saying, like, okay, if I don't succeed, then like I don't know, like I suck as a trader, or I suck in anything. No, just do what you have to do. And at the end of the day, like this is an hour of your day at most, an hour and a half. So you don't really have to do much. Like I said, it's not easy, but it's simple. You just follow your rules. So try not to have an emotional attachment. Number one, because it hurts you, and number two, because it's not real money. If you're spending like 2 evals a day and you're just blowing through money, okay, that's an issue. But if you have one eval that you're just trading, passively or whatever, like more so like you have an eval and maybe it's taking a little bit more time than usual, because I don't know, we're in December or whatever. But my point is, don't get too attached to it, or even just losses. More so not the time, or not the time, but more so like losses and wins. Don't think about the wins. Don't think about the losses. Honestly, just see if you have been improving as a trader, and that's it. See, like, if you've been following your rules, if you've been following, the certain setups that you're looking for. That's all that matters. And also understand this is all a figment of your imagination. The numbers on your screen are all simulated. Even if you're on a funded account, I understand it would hurt if you lose that money within a funded account because it leads to a payout. But it's still simulated. Like, you're not actually trading the market. You're trading, as bad as it sounds, but it's a game. It's a game, and all it is whoever wins the game gets a reward. That's all it is. So if you're able to understand that and comprehend that okay, I just have to follow the rules and understand that it's not even real in the first place, whether it's an eval, whether it's a funded, both of those aren't real. It's both simulated. One is just like extra simulated. But yeah, it's not real. It's all a figment of your imagination. So don't get too attached to the number and the result. Just improve upon yourself every single day, and I promise you, you will get some sort of result if you are following your rules. Like I said, it's not easy, but it's simple. Just follow your rules and understand what you have to do and do it every single day, whether it's taking a trade or not taking a trade. Not taking a trade is still better than losing a trade when you knew you shouldn't have, done anything that day in the first place. So that's enough for me. Around 15 minutes in the video. It was good just talking to you guys. No presentation. Had some notes on the side, but that was really it. But yeah, guys, thank you guys for watching. I'll probably see you guys, next year, 2026. Next week, I'll try to do a video or two every single week, and then make clips upon that, like short form content. But I do believe that, good things can happen in 2026. I think 2025 was a year of like learning, and I think 2026 is like that year where obviously I'm executing, but at the same time, like, I'm just improving daily, and that's the goal. So thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.